For you to see. What up, Ron? Hey, good to have you with me. We about to get started in this here Monday night book club. Flow Yoga Fundamentals. Fundamentals. If you're interested in being in the if you're interested in being part of the discussion, the meditation, the breath work, please jump on my website. It's pinned. Hey, my guy. It's pinned in the bottom drop. Let me get this one up and running too. Live screen these things. We going over The Only Way Out Is In. If you got the book, grab it. If you're ready to listen in, go on listen in. What up, Caitlin? Cuz. We got cousin Juan in here. Love you. We gonna get the growing. We gonna get it going and flowing. You picking up what I'm putting down. Let me figure out how to maximize this screen. There it is. Oh. All right, now that I got that up, and we live on YouTube, live on Facebook, live on Instagram, live on where else are we? Periscope. That egg salad. So today, welcome. We're going over The Only Way Out Is In. As I've been mentioning, an amazing book. One of the issues that we have is our understanding of health, and a lot of the information that we get pertaining to our health comes from outside sources, as opposed to creating a system in which we can get a good awareness of what's happening to us mentally, physically, and energetically. Not just emotions, just the energy and as well that comes with it. Welcome on in. So let's see, where are we going? Okay, so I'm glad you joined me. Monday night, the first section of this, we're going over the doshas, and we're going over Vata, Pitta, Kapha, which is page... Boom, where we start today? 69. Starting on page 69 in the book. Well, hey, yes! Austin, damn it, glad to have you here, King. So this is some of the good stuff we've been chatting about in the DMs. The Only Way Out Is In. Check it out. We're on page 69 starting today. But some of the rules. Let's see. What were some of the things I wanted to go over before? We have the schedule. We have tonight Floating Yoga Fundamentals. We have the book club. If you want to be part of the flow, breath work, and meditation after, hop on my website. Sign up for next week's link. And then you can hop on in. It's the same thing. Everything's by donation, which brings it to what is pinned on the bottom. Donations are highly appreciated. It's how I live my life, sharing the message. If something I say resonates with you, if we connect, it could be whatever that reaches out. Maybe it's just a consistency of you coming back and sharing your experience, so we can grow that way. But financially, it's highly appreciated as well. Outside of that, that's Monday night, the book club. Then Tuesday night is what I practice. That's the thing that's going to challenge you in different ways that you didn't know was possible. It's Ashtanga, half primary. Same thing, 6 o'clock virtually. We'll be in the Zoom room. It won't be here on any of these social medias. Straight through my website. Then we have Thursday, which is this week, is the DC Black Men's Health Week. And I'm taking on the mindfulness section, and we're talking about exactly this. Creating our own understanding of our own health, reshaping how we see our health care, what it is for us, and how we can improve it moving forward. So getting a great snapshot of where we are and the little baby incremental steps that we can take to become a healthier individual, as opposed to looking at one thing as the epitome and idol of what health is and what I need to be. So this book will help us to get into that, and we'll dive into it a little bit more on Thursday. Then there is Saturday. Saturday is the floating flow. It's a shenanigans flow. And we're going to get to it. We're going to take all those things that we've been working on and piecing together throughout the week and put it in one jam cram session of explosionness. And it's going to be lit. That's life. So hopefully I have you there. Hey, thanks for tapping in. Hopefully you come and visit and join and share in the community. Some other fun things that are happening. And I got a studio. I'm not supposed to be telling everybody, but I'm going to do it on this live and see who pays attention. So that's going to be opening up later. And also the Halloween yoga retreat, there is still a few spaces available as far as rooms, and there's plenty of camping spaces available. I believe we have like 8 camping spots left. So if you want to come out with the tents, let's get the shenanigans popping. So yeah, let me check. Bodybuilding, vacuum pose. Yeah, that's a real thing. We call it Nali Kriya in yoga. Just taking that inseam, the muscle that supports the spine, and being able to move it all around. But I'm not a pro at that, but I'm working on it. All right. So on page 69 in the book, The Only Way Out is In, we talk about chapter 4, Vata Pitta Kapha, the basic energies of life. Last week we talked about the 5 elements and the symbiotic relationships within the inner world and the exterior world, and today we talk about the basic energies. Having looked at the 5 elements, let's see how they relate to the 3 basic energies of life. Kapha, Pitta, Vata. These 3 distinct energies appear everywhere in life as they are a combination of the 5 elements. Through Kapha, Pitta, and Vata, the ancient rishis could communicate how these elements interacted with the living. Let me turn this AC off. Oh yeah, that just feels better. I don't know if y'all can hear the difference, but damn. Been working on that pose. Yeah, Austin, yeah, you fire at it. You got that one on lock. All right. Kapha. Let's start with the foundation. Kapha. Kapha is a result of earth and water elements combined together. The attributes of Kapha are heavy, cold, dull, slow, cloudy, smooth, dense, gross, moist, and static. In your physical body, the main site or home of Kapha is the stomach. Other sites are the lungs, the synovial fluids of the joints, the mouth, the nose, all secretions, plasma, lymphatic fluid, the lymph glands. The basic principle of Kapha is expressed through the form, stamina, and the physical structure, bones, teeth, hair, nail, organs, tissue, etc. It is also responsible for the lubrication in the body. The mucous lining, the mucosous lining in the entire digestive tract is Kapha, which is extremely important for proper movement in the bodily nutrients and efficient absorption. Synovial fluid is the liquid that lines the joints and protective layering. What it comes down to is this Kapha's main function is protecting the cohesiveness. There are the factors that increase. These are the factors that increase Kapha: late winter, early spring, exposure to cold, eating too much sweets, meats, fats, cheese, milk, yogurt, fried food, excessive use of salt, drinking too much water, eating after satisfaction, naps after meals, not moving or exercising, underuse of the senses, oversleeping, being sedentary, all build up excess Kapha. When Kapha is high from these factors, some symptoms may be nasal or lung congestion, excess weight, water retention, bloating, feeling heavy, dull, aching pains, lethargy, and sluggishness in all forms. Emotional symptoms include depression, apathy, possessiveness, greed, attachment, and lust. The positive qualities of Kapha is, because they was going in on the negative aspects of it, but there's got to be some good shit. So some of the positive qualities is nurturing. It'll create the feeling of being nourished and secure. And when balanced physically, it's expressed in having more strength, stamina, and endurance, which are signs of a strong immune system. When you have healthy Kapha, you experience more love and compassion and feel centered, grounded, and content. Other qualities are patience and forgiving. Ooh, yeah, patience and forgiving. Sometimes we could all use a little bit more Kapha with that. I know myself included. Anyway, on to the next one. Pitta, fire mixed with water. I mean, it is. The next energy is called Pitta. It is the combination of fire and the water elements. Fire to keep it going, and then water to cool it down. What? So then you can actually regulate the heat. I digress. The attributes of Pitta are light, hot, sharp, smooth, clear, dispersing, subtle, soft, moist, and mobile. Pitta is the principle of transformation. Fire transforms things, even your thoughts, and gives you clarity and perception. yo, fire transforms things, your thoughts. That shit hits me in so many different ways because in the practice, the same sifts go through my mind. Those sensations, images, feelings, and thoughts, they go through my mind just like if I wasn't stressing myself out. So in those moments when I'm in the practice and I'm hot on my body's tense, I'm like, I'm like crammed into some weird pretzel shape. And it's like, now breathe for 5 breaths. I'm like, okay, for those 5 breaths, the thoughts process with such clarity. I know if I care about something or if I don't care about something or if I feel like I'm wasting my time because of the stress that I'm putting on my physical body. I'm aware. No, this is what I'm tired of. This is what I need to move on from and create those steps to grow. Pitta's main and you could drop some hearts if you rocking with that one. Pitta's main location is the small intestines. Other sites are the stomach, liver, gallbladder, spleen, pancreas, blood, sweat, eyes, the endocrine glands, and the juncture of the stomach and the small intestines where the digestive juices pour in. This is where the main internal fire, Pitta, Jathar Agni, resides. And that internal fire is like the digestive tract, the digestive fire, and yeah, I'm with shits. The digestive tract, the fire, how we process our food, nutrients, and our thoughts, because the stomach processes the form of physical matter and nutrients, and our brain processes thoughts, light, other lighter, more subtle energies, because thoughts do drive us. We can say something that scares you that'll get you up, or we can say something that comforts you that allows you to stay where you're at. So that's another type of nourishment because we're energetic beings. We're beyond just this physical body. This is just how we move through this world. So, Pitta is responsible for digestion. When the digestive fire is strong, proper assimilation and absorption of the food takes place. Pitta transforms any kind of food, whether it be mental food, thoughts, feelings, or ideas, or physical foods that you eat. It has the ability to take anything in the external environment and make it a part of you. Ooh, I had to underline that because the way that jump hit. It has the ability to take anything in the external environment and make it a part of you. One more time. It has the ability to take anything in the external environment and make it a part of you. That's the same concept that I was saying physically. You see it, you feel it in this world, you think it. That's another way to process energy. Everything is just another form of energy. We just have to see how we can utilize it to make it applicable for our life. Pitta is expressed in the body. And by the way, Pitta is like the longest explanation of it out of the 3. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Oh yeah, I'm loving the Nolly Kriya talk. All right. The factors that increase Pitta are late spring, summer, exposure to heat and sun, eating too much red meat, salt, spicy and sour, acidic foods, alcohol, too much intellectual work and thinking, getting overheated in exercise, over intense competition, or deadlines for work. When these factors are present, Pitta is increased or imbalanced. And I look at an imbalance not as it's not right, it's just a little off from where it normally is. And maybe over 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I feel that imbalance for a while, then that becomes the new normal, in a sense. If nothing's achy, like I'll be biking, 20 miles a week or so. No, 12 miles a day, 4 classes a day, about 60 miles a week. And the first couple of weeks, I'm gassed, I'm half dead. And then after like a month of it, no, this is just the new normal. This is how I move, how I do what I have to do. We get to those standards, we get to that plateau, and we're able to move forward. Where was it? Oh, and that's the new level, the new standard. Okay, these symptoms may occur: burning sensations in the stomach, heartburn, acid reflux, diarrhea, jaundice, any liver complications, ulcers, toxic blood, eye or vision problems, skin rashes, boils, aches, strong body odor, profuse sweating or excess urination from overheating, any kind of infections, extreme hunger, and emotions associated with high Pitta are anger, rage, jealousy, frustration, impatience, perfectionism, or anger at oneself, arrogance, and being overly intense. So when that fire is in there, when that Pitta is boiling, all right, what can I do? How can I create a little bit more earth or something to dull down this fire? What can I do to just not do too much? Don't need to be at 1,000. Don't need to be at 100. Not even 99. Not even 80. Just chill your ass down, sit down, stay at a 3, and get your life together. All right. And now, finally, for the good. When pitta is balanced physically, it's the body responds by having good digestion. Good digestion is processing and eliminating food easily as it flows through the entire digestive tract. Food choices are important, but not as important as how you digest. This means no discomfort from will be felt from mouth to anus. And I say, I underline food choices are important, but not as important as how you digest, because every body is different. And having a system of health that looks at us as saying everyone digests food this way, when we have completely different lifestyles, which will have our body and certain parts of our body activated a little bit more at different times of the day, then maybe we process food a little bit differently. Me, myself, I process sugars very well. They're not as damaging to the body. They don't, and I've become really accustomed to the crashes. So I've learned how to like navigate those sugar highs. So my body's been, like I'm jacked up on the fucking coffee. I be getting it. Anyway, food choices aren't as important as how you digest. Learn how you digest. Other signs of balanced pitta are clear eyes, radiant skin, good muscle tone, sharp intellect, and healthy sex drive. Energetically, it'll be expressed as passion, courage, confidence, and clear thinking. That's the kicker of pitta, I feel. Energetically, it's expressed as passion, courage, confidence, and clear thinking. When that pitta fire is going, boom, how are we moving? And finally, vata. I am hella fucking vata. I'm gonna say that now. Oh my gosh. So Aquarius, air sign, and to the max. To the max. If you couldn't tell by this reading already. The last energy is Vata. And Vata is air and space combined. Remember, we talked about space last week. Space is just the second best word we have for this non-American word. The actual name is Akash, and we do not have an American word that describes it. So they use space. Space denotes that there is nothing between you and me, like that space between you and me, and ether notates that there is. We just don't necessarily see it, or could be aware of its impact on us. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Some days, if I'm hanging out with the bros or something, they hit me up and they're like, "Oh, let's go get some coffee and get a blunt." I'm like, "Yeah, nah, let's go do that." I'm gonna have the jitters. I'm being that much jacked up on fucking caffeine, and it'd be lit though. I have no complaints. I'll take the jitters with the homies. Okay. All right. Air and space combined. Air and ether. Akash. The attributes of Vata are cold, light, sharp, fast, clear, rough, dispersing, subtle, hard, dry, and mobile. Vata is changeable and unpredictable, and it can be a summer breeze or a devastating hurricane. It's the principle of movement, which is responsible for all expression in life, enthusiasm and prana, that life force energy. It is an inhale. It is inhale and exhale. When you're born, your first breath is an inhale, and when you die, your last is an exhale. Every breath in between is energy spent on ascending or descending. The main site in Vata is the colon. I'll backtrack on that and say that one again because I might have said it fast. When you're born, your first breath is an inhale, and when you die, your last is an exhale. Every breath in between is energy spent on ascending or descending. Energetically, what are you doing? How are you moving? We can even use it as a base, the chakras. Are you moving up? Are you moving downward? Or vibration-wise, vibrating higher, not pitta energy, that heat, but the vibration in which you're moving. Yes, the pitta heat is an expression is the result of the work done. It's some fun words create the reality in which we perceive. Okay, the main site of Vata is the colon. The other sites are the pelvic cavity, the lower back, the joints, ears, skin, and nervous system, and anywhere space resides. Vata is responsible for any kind of movement, physical or mental. It directly affects the nervous system in our modern world. It directly affects the nervous system. In our modern world, stress is a major problem. It overstimulates the nervous system, aggravating Vata. Vata moves everything, including Pitta and Kapha. Pitta and Kapha are left immobile without Vata to circulate them. It's essential that you monitor the condition of Vata at all times, and its interior and its initiator of all activities. Here are some examples. It moves food through the digestive tract. It circulates blood through the vessels. It regulates breathing and moves all the muscles in the body. It's also responsible for our cell dividing and multiplying. So this is just air on the base level. It's responsible for these things. Again, you can drop some hearts and everything. If you agree, you can go and hit the Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. If you're rocking with it, you're feeling inspired, encouraged. Again, we're on The Only Way Out is In by Anthony Prem Carlisi. We're on page 72. And we talking about Vata. We talking about my shit. Okay. So if you see what that Vata, with that air is so responsible for, the task that it manages. Now, I guarantee you have thought more about what you're going to eat today than how deep or how the breathing pattern that you had. Here's another example of health. We're more fixated on stuffing more kapha in us as opposed to moving that vata around within us. Moving that around will give us, a lot of time it's a little bit discomforting. It's a little bit uncomfortable, a lot of discomfort. Who really enjoys change, especially when you're in like a great flow and rhythm. So I can get how it's like, oh, I don't want that, but just maybe it's not even something that's serious. Maybe it's literally just shifting our focus to that thing that's so much more important. Jesus went 40 days without eating? We can go about like 3 days without, what is it, like, yeah, about like 3 days, not 3, like 7 days or something like that without water, like a week or so. I don't know anyone holding their breath for a week. I'm just saying, on a priorities list, which one do you want more of? Right? I rest my case. Back to Vata. Factors that increase Vata are fall, early winter, exposure to cold and dry, no routine in your life, eating too much dry, frozen, leftover foods with bitter or astringent taste, not enough oil in the diet. Remember, they were talking about the joints. Me being a Vata and moving a lot, I have to make sure my joints are lubricated. So having a healthy balance of oil, I fuck with avocado oil. I don't cook. I ain't gonna lie to you. G be cooking. She be in the kitchen chefing it up, and I'm like, ooh, what we making? What you said eggplant parm? All right, let's do it. So just throw a little oil in there because the joints feel a little sometimes, Let's see what else is going to exaggerate the Vata. Too much traveling, prolonged fasting, too much or inappropriate exercise, misuse or overuse of the senses, too much sensory overload that can derange Vata. Just so much going on. It can be challenging to stay focused all over the place. That's where that energy comes from. And too much sex, suppressing natural urges, yawning, belching, sneezing, farting, pooping, peeing, sex, sleep, hunger, thirst, stimulants and other drugs, staying up late, and overuse of colonics, enemas, or laxative herbs. Whew! A lot of things can set Vata off. So, we just got to be aware. Sift will help you with the Vata. Like, trust me, it helped me. It got you. I was wow. Let's see. When Vata is high or imbalanced, constipation is the main symptom. This is important to watch because if the bowels are not moving, the toxins in the colon begin to back up and will poison the body. The toxins, ama, then go to a weak site in the body, eventually manifesting into a chronic problem, bloating or gas or another symptom of constipation. So we talked about the Jathar Agni and that fire that's inside. It helps to heat stuff up. So that fire is transformation and purification, and it's burning away some of those that excess ama, those toxins, those things, those bowels that are backed up in our bodies. So that's why exercise is important. It's not just I need to move my body. I need to move these things that I just shoved in my body and haven't done anything. I need to give them oxygen. I need to give them air and water so I can wash away what's not needed and absorb the things that are. Let's see. Bloating and gas constipation. Okay. Ever notice how women blah 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 blah. In addition, high vata will cause the joints to dry out, creating lots of popping and cracking sounds. This may blah 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 blah. I don't agree with that. He talks about arthritis, and he says that it could bring in arthritis. It does. I agree. However, it brings in arthritis more so if you stop moving. But you have a choice. You can take the pain of growth or the pain of stagnation. Both of them hurt. Both of them don't feel comfortable. So it's your choice. Arthritis is, I chose a lot of times, not, there are some cases, but majority of the cases that I've experienced, even within myself, I broke my right wrist in 2 places. I broke the growth plate, and sprained it in 3. They said my hand wasn't supposed to grow, and they told me I had to get surgery too. But I found ways to utilize my fingers, utilize the space that I had awareness of to grow from there. And this is about the same size as this. So they were wrong. Just saying. Hey, baby. Oh, she's closing the door. All right. And there's also a tendency for nervous fidgeting, which is a result in self-adjusting the spine, knuckle cracking, tapping the fingers or feet, eye twitching, stuttering, nail biting. Since vata is also responsible for circulation, if it's out of balance, it may express itself as cold hands and feet. Extreme high weight loss may happen. You'll walk fast, talk fast, eat fast, drive fast. Everything that you do will be at a rapid pace. Sleeping becomes an issue when vata is increased because the excess movement in the mind and body. Look up erratic in the dictionary. In all the synonyms expressed, vata. Appetite and thirst will be up and down. The heartbeat will be irregular, and relationships will change quickly. Most everything is inconsistent and unpredictable. Mental and energetic imbalances are as follows: constant and incessant thinking, worrying, fear, anxiety, forgetfulness, insecurity, and ungroundedness. When vata gets dispersed in emptiness results. Panic attacks, paranoia, insomnia, and severe vata nervous system imbalances. When vata is physically balanced, persistent movement of the colon and large intestine is working properly. You are pooping on regular. The effort required to push fecal matter out is minimal. The nervous system will be relaxed and unaffected by excess stimuli. Heartbeat will be at a regular rhythm. Circulation of flow will be throughout the body. Little or no joint popping will occur. I don't believe that. My joints be crack-a-lacking out this joint. And my vata is highly balanced for vata. What else is there? And I definitely feel them on circulation because when I don't practice for like a day or two, I don't really go more than 2 days. It's just irritating. But after like a day or two, if I don't practice, my hands will start getting cold. My toes will start getting cold. And I know that the circulation in my body is slowing down. So I need to get to practice so I can get everything flowing so I can get back to my optimal state of homeostasis. We'll be talking about that a little bit more on Thursday with the DC Black Men's Health Week. Join the Zoom room to really get into the discussion because we're going to be vibing. Energetically, when vata is balanced, there will be a flow of creativity, joy, enthusiasm, vitality, and artistic expression. A calm, tranquil mind will also be predominant. There will be a sense of freedom to direct your energy to whatever you choose. There's also different times of the day. We're going to skip over some of these, but uncomfortable, damn straight. they have different times in the there's 24 hours in a day, right? So Vata, Pitta, Kapha each have their 6 hour block. Also, if you think of the seasons, that's another correlation. We were talking about symbiotic relationships last week. Another symbiotic relationship is like the time of the day, the four seasons. There's also a way that you go through age. That was pretty interesting. And let's see what we looking like on time. Cause I got a little bit more. Now we just gonna go over this because some of this is pretty dope, and we're gonna stop at the Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas part because that talks about the different qualities of the mind. It compares the Vata, Pitta, Kapha, two different qualities in the mind, two different. They got three of them. You know, it's three: mind, body, spirit, height, width, length, solid, liquid, gas. There's a whole bunch of different correlations, but we're going to jump back in. All right. If you're following along, we are on page 77 in The Only Way Out Is In by Anthony Prem Carlisi. And we're talking about chapter 5 is Prakrti and Vikrti. So now we're getting into the non-English language a little bit much. So let's look at another important Ayurvedic sutra. Your individual constitution is your basic overall physical and mental makeup. It's termed the moment of your conception and it remains the same throughout your whole life. This is your genetic code, your blueprint. In Ayurveda, it's called your Prakrti. This is a Sanskrit word which means first creation. Everyone on the planet is completely unique. Your Prakrti is as unique as your fingerprint. And your individual hair color, your eye color, bone structure, teeth, hair, skin, being that it remains the same throughout your entire life, it is similar to your astrological chart. Where you were born in a particular time, you can't complain and say, hey, I'm not really happy being a Scorpio. Can I trade it in for a Capricorn? These are the cards you're dealt in this time around, and now you just have to play them. Vikrti is your imbalance showing up in the moment of high Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. This can be confusing since Vata, Pitta, Kapha can change on a regular basis inside and outside of you. Many factors affect these three, including the ones that I mentioned: the time of day, the seasons, your age, weather, food, relationships, work, stress, and other events in your life. The Dr. Ladd, the Ayurvedic doctor, said keeping Vata, Pitta, and Kapha in balance is like a juggling act. You have to keep all three balls in the air at once. So this is where the sift concept comes in. Once you're able to sift in that still eyes closed state of minimal external influence, then as you introduce movement and other things into it, you get a better idea of how your mind works in those situations. It itself is just a system to show you yourself, to show you how you move in that state. And that's all that these are, just other symbiotic relationships, just ways to look at yourself and look at where you are and find the next step moving forward. I continue. I will use myself an example to explain Vikrti. First thing in the morning, I check in with my Vata. Since I am a Vata predominant, I ask myself, how was my sleep? Am I energized and clear? Do I feel constipated? Any signs or symptoms of feeling off? How do I answer these? Any of these questions will determine how I go about my day. Instead of sitting there asking myself those questions, I'm like, nah, let me sit down and meditate. These are great questions. These are great questions because they may come up during the meditation. And if they do, it can be an easier check off on the list. And then I can go deeper into the sifts, deeper into those sensations, images, feelings, and thoughts that are swirling around. Am I feeling good? Have I slept well? Well, do my bowels move freely? Do I feel clear? Am I balanced? If not, then I need to address Vata. This will involve avoiding foods and doing other things that have Vata elements, such as dry, light, subtle, or dispersing. In order to balance this out, I must choose their opposite qualities, which are heavier, grounding foods: grains, breads, root vegetables, soups, or stews. The way that's real. So for me, if I feel like that extra energy, normally have coffee in the morning. If I do, I just won't have coffee in the morning. For real, It's too much. I'll wait till later if I care to. Most of the time, I'm like, yeah, I don't need those jitters. I'm not there with the homies. Don't need no energy to get up and go. So I'm just gonna go on about my day. Might roll up the J, little split action, make that joint happen, which is happening after this. We get to that. All right. The way I move through my day will also indicate blah 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 blah. How about this low or high? Am I moving, walking too fast, talking too fast? If so, I need to consciously walk more slowly and feel my steps and watching my thoughts and be clear before blurting something out of my mouth. I need to create routines and schedules. If I feel constipated, I must eat properly according to where I am living at in this time, this season, this climate, etc. Sometimes I will take herbs to accelerate balance. Yes, sometimes I will take herbs to accelerate balance. Ah! 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 Third time. Okay, I'm done. Where was I? Yeah. I think that's my favorite part. I'm gonna drink some water off of that one. I got cotton mouth as soon as I said that one. Maybe even have a day of fasting with juices to help me relieve my bowels, or I'll do some teas. Teas are good for that. There's a whole bunch of different teas, but yeah, fasting, juicing, fasting is always great. It's going to help to flush out the system because there's going to be nothing in there. Then you will feel it. Your body will say, "Get the fuck out of there." You might be constipated. If so, drink water. Hydrate and hydrate often, my friends. All right, and also yoga. He even mentions it in here. If I need to make sure I need to make sure I'm practicing my yoga regularly. Like I mentioned, I practice it regularly. Another reason is a lot of the twists, those movements help to the ascending colon, the descending colon. So when you're eating food, food goes up. You have to twist some way. So you want to move that food through that chamber and into the next one, well, into the tube, and into the next one, to the descending colon when you getting it out. But that's on different sides. Don't worry about that. That'll be a whole nother episode. And sometimes I would take a little other side. If I've been traveling a lot, then maybe my practice isn't as long or usual, and that's all right. But consistency is important since Vata is irregular and inconsistent. Yo, that's life right there. Damn. But I don't think that's just Vata. That's just everyone. We got a lot of shit going on. We have social media, so a high level of external input. Something always trying to grab our attention or shock us or get us to purchase something or buy something. So one way to balance all that excessive energy is that consistent practice, because then you can see whenever anything else is erratic. Anything else. Okay. Consistency is most important since it's irregular and inconsistent. You can have the same approach for Pitta and Kapha if you feel they're high. Do what I just did with the same attributes of either Pitta or Kapha to balance them out in appropriate qualities. So this is why these three are so important. And it's three because it's kind of like how our I don't want to use that as an example because that's a pathetic correlation for it actually doing what it is. Like our justice system, how it has the judicial, the legislative, and the executive, and how they're supposed to be like each of them play on each other to help balance the other one's power. Yeah, it's like that, but this system's trash. This system's fire and air and earth, and we call them the doshas. So they kind of check them out. There's a few more things. What up, Caitlin? How long after you eat, you move, work it down? Oh, as soon as I'm done, I'm gonna try to get up, go for a little walk. It might not be long. I might do paces in the living room. You've been here. It might be about 20 laps. Then I might do 10 the other way, 10 that way. But just some type of movement. And then when I sit down, I don't really sit in a chair. I sit like this, which has me able to twist this way. As you can see, I'm getting these areas where the colon, where the ascending, descending colon is, and where the kidneys are, where the adrenal glands are. So I'm able to, actually get shit up out of there, literally and figuratively. Yeah, no, nothing strenuous. Fuck no, it's chill. Because after you eat, they even say practice before you eat, because you ain't supposed to be doing all that with all that in you. So I feel you on the right track. All right, and the doshas. The doshas, Vata, Pitta, Kapha are known as doshas in Ayurveda. The word dosha means fault, or that which is likely to go out of balance. Right? So you're not saying what you are. You're saying, like, if you say like, oh, I'm high Pitta, it's like, well, we'll get into that, because and now fuck it, we'll go into it now. So a lot of people will quantify themselves as one of these things, like I did earlier. I said that I'm Vata. I'm very Vata. I more so said I'm very Vata as opposed to I am Vata. Words create the reality in which we perceive. I am not this thing, but there are times when I possess these traits. So that's why I wanted to make that distinction, because you are not these things, but you can possess these traits, and you can see it to categorize it a little bit better, if we say it like this. So I like that wording, meaning fault, that which is likely to go out of balance, because it puts it into perspective that we're pointing out all faults. So everything is just a negative, and it kind of like negates our negative bias that we have. Sort of, kind of, it plays to it. It works for me. Let me know if it works for you in the comments. Doshas refer to your Vikriti, not your Prakriti. Your Vikriti is, as I've shown above, will most likely be the same as your Prakriti, since because of your imbalance, it's more prone to go to your natural tendencies and energies. It demonstrates the principle like attracts like. As I said earlier, the doshas change on a moment-to-moment basis, seasonally and through the stages of your life. You can see the mirror of microcosm to macrocosm as life constantly ebbs and flows. You know the expression, the only thing you can really rely on is change. Facts. Shit be every few moments. Again, for those just joining us, my name's Jarek, the Floating Yogi. These are the book club, Floating Yoga Fundamentals. Woo! We got The Only Way Out Is In by Anthony Prem Carlisi, summing up Tantra, Yoga, Ayurveda, and how these three are the sister sciences that help to create the pillar of health, a pyramid of health, actually. And just like I mentioned earlier, those three different things that help to balance each other out. Vata helps to balance out the fire, and Kapha helps to balance out the air and fire, and Pitta helps to balance out the Vata and the Kapha. All right, and they got some fun stuff in here, how you can find your constitution, that thing that we were talking about before. Which one is your like main balance? Are you more so Vata, more so Kapha, or more so Pitta based? Then they have lifestyle balance. Should we get into this? Communication? Yeah, we'll go into communication in VPK. Yeah, your communication in Vata, Pitta, Kapha, VPK. Your tendency to learn and communicate is one of three ways, or a combination of three, to a lesser degree. These ways are hearing, seeing, and touching. Even Western sciences recognizes them as fundamental to learning and communication. The spoken word is essential for Vata. Facts. Space. The visual has to be shown for Pitta. Facts. You see something, they ready to go, and some action or experience has to take place for Kapha. So it has to like shock them out of that state. It has to be like, wake up, whoa, damn, I didn't know that was, yeah, what we doing? So that's like Kapha. Vata people experience and learn predominantly through hearing of all kinds of sounds, especially verbal. They communicate and express mostly through talking. This sense relates to the ears and to the elements, air and ether, which make up Vata. Most musicians are Vata since their sense of hearing is so refined. Pitta people tend to express themselves through visual means. They learn best by using their sense of sight, and easiest through reading and printed words and seeing something done. They love to read, study, analyze things. Their visual expression shows up in the colors of the clothes they wear, the jewelry design of their homes, and the fabulous visual artists. Kafa's learn best through contact, by doing things in their own hands. They accomplish things well on the physical level and learn by physically touching something, so they have the experience of it. Tasting, water element, the smell, earth element, and they are Kafa as well, and they tend to use these to experience the world. Some of these best chefs in the world are Kafa, along with body workers. Almost always take these factors into account when presenting anything to a predominant Vata, Pitta, or Kapha person. You will have an easier time getting what you want across. Being aware of this for your own growth and development is equally important. It allows you to pursue those things that resonate with you and thus feel at ease in understanding them. Again, why these are just so impactful, because of that statement right there. Knowing how you learn, knowing your sign, what correlates to you, is going to put you in a better space moving forward and figuring out how to get over these hurdles, how you grow. Don't run away from or deny who you are. Instead, embrace it. Become more natural and listen to the wisdom of your body's innate intelligence. This will bring radiant health, even if you know nothing about Ayurveda. Turning into nature will connect you to the essential principles. After all, Ayurveda is called the mother of all healing systems, and nature is referred to as Mother Nature. So you have to ask yourself, have you been listening to Mother Nature? Dun, dun, dun. Right? So next time we're going to check in page 85, Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas, the qualities of the mind. Ooh, I might even drop a little gem about the four dimensions of the mind, which is a separate concept, but I feel like it's going to tie in there. Yeah, yeah. And then they got some more stuff after that, section 8 on Agni and Ama, the toxins in that fire that burns it away. So yeah, next week's going to be lit. Come on, check in on that. Other thing that's going on, Tuesday night is Ashtanga half primary. Come flow with me. Hit the website, join into the Zoom room, and we're flowing tomorrow at 6 p.m. Then there is Thursday, Floating Yoga Midday Meditation, sponsored by AA Walk, which is the DC Black Men's Health Week. We'll be talking a little bit more about these concepts and this pillar of health and different ways that we can create awareness around those aspects that we don't necessarily speak about and voice. What else is there? Saturday is Float and Flow, and that's all the shenanigans crammed in there. Splash! That's at 10:30 a.m. Get your Saturday started right. There's a whole bunch happening this Saturday. There's this Friday night, Midnight Yoga with Lab Love Fest. Oh my goodness, it's a bunch going on. Ooh, see, I keep thinking of more stuff. Oh, y'all just gotta hit the website. There is a Halloween yoga getaway happening in Harper's Ferry. We got jack-o'-lanterns. We got smoke bombs and jack-o'-lanterns. We got hikes. We got zip lining. We got food included. We got camping. We got sound experience, yoga, journaling, and growth. We have a lituation happening, and it'd be great to see you there and grow with you. So check it out. Tickets on the website, and payments are available as well. Just send me an email. Send me an email, not a DM. I ain't gonna fake. I might not get to it, but the email, I be on them jumps. I be on them. So that's vibe. Any questions, comments, want to link with me? Let me know and whatnot and so forth. We're gonna start this one. We're gonna stop this one. I'm gonna get with you in a second, Instagram. Hold on, I'm closing out some of these other ones. I had to figure out how to do that.